women of the 21st century having a discussion, having a conversation. And that is what we do. Because without conversing with each other, we don't know, what inspires you, what you've been through, how your faith, holds you up. So, Marian, this is Marian Antwi, a teacher and a mother and a wife and a leader, women's leader. So, Marian, what inspires you?
Do you know what? I've been listening through this series, I've been questioning myself about at the core of everything, what is it? I think it's very much my mom.
Okay.
My mom has been my role model throughout.
Okay.
I look at her background, I looked at her siblings, I look at how she was determined that her life was not going to toe the line or the pattern that had been established. How she constantly, growing up, I think it was Reverend who was saying earlier on, or Auntie Gina, I can't remember, about her mom.
Yeah.
And growing up, I constantly heard my mom praying. I saw her not just praying, but actually putting into practice what she preached. And it's a good foundation. You always go back to it. Even as an adult, when you begin to experience similar challenges. So yeah, she is. I think if I was to list, she would probably be right at the top.
What a wonderful mother, We are mothers. All of us here are mothers or mothers to be, and we have learned. You learn from your mother, and then you pass it on.
That's right.
And so, one of the things I'm doing, recently started doing, is helping people to record their family history and to write their family history for future generations. And so, you are blessed to have a mother who inspired you so much, and you are passing it on to your children. And they're going to pass it on to their children. It's like holding the baton. Okay, I hear you read the Bible. Is it true?
I love to read the Bible. And do you know what? I've learned something today as well that actually maybe I should try the audio one as well. So I'm going to try and see why that is so special and see. But so there is no excuse. I'm very much of the view that education is key. And education is not just academic knowledge. If you don't like the Bible, if you think the Bible is archaic, the Bible is only for it's boring, why don't you just have a go? Read it, have a go at reading a book, a chapter, and see whether actually is it really boring or am I just going on second-hand knowledge?
That's right. I like that, second-hand knowledge. And I think today it's what is happening in our world is people are taking second-hand knowledge. People are saying, oh, I don't like latte, or I don't like cappuccino, because somebody didn't like it. And they told you they didn't like it, so you don't like it. But there is a verse in the Bible that says, taste and see. And the Lord is good. You go to taste yourself and see.
That's right.
Okay, so who inspires you in the Bible?
So this is, again, listening through this whole series, it felt as if, we're mentioning or talking about women. Yeah. But that's because women are so key. There is a great, I'll call him a philosopher, a Ghanaian philosopher, who says, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. And so I was sat here thinking, why are we talking about just women? But I think it's so key, women are so key to the development of children, society, our communities, and so on and so forth. Now this woman who really inspires me is not one that is really well known. Actually, we find her story in Exodus 1 and 2. But her name is not even mentioned. You have to go a bit further to the book of Numbers to actually find out that her name is actually Jochebed.
Right.
Jochebed is the mother of Moses.
Oh, yes.
and I have. She is one of the women I would love to meet if I go to heaven. When I go to heaven, I really want to meet her because I just think she's an amazing woman. She is very skillful. She is really wise. She must have been very cunning, but not cunning as in Delilah, using her craftiness to deceive and bring the downfall of her. But I wonder, how was she able to keep a baby for 3 whole months without raising the alarm? But what did she do when the baby was crying? What did she do when the baby started babbling? Like, what did she actually do? Like, I want to know, because she must have been so clever, so calm, perhaps, so focused that I am saving this child. The Bible says that when she had Moses, she looked at Moses and realized this was a special child. But you know what? She didn't just give birth to Moses. She had 2 other special children. One who became the first high priest, Aaron, and Miriam, who prophesied. So I'm asking myself, what is it about this woman that she gave birth to these great people? Because the 3 of them became leaders on the way to the promised land. And but for her care, attention, her tenacity, and her determination that this child was not going to die, I'm not sure if we would have had Moses the deliverer. And it really challenges me as a mom. I feel like, especially in our nation and our country that we live in, we are so distracted by work, church activities, life, so much so that we are not even focused. Like, I ask myself, how well do we know our kids? You probably have a prime minister living in your house. Can you see the prime minister in your child? You might have that child that is so troublesome. If you realize that maybe that they are there, they'll be sent there to make you pray. They're the ones that you can't sleep at night because of it. And I just think that if as a mom, that's my personal opinion, you have to succeed at. I very much believe I'm measuring my mom's success by looking at me and my siblings. And so actually, as I grow up, I'm going to be measuring my success, not based on how many degrees or what you're earning. What was the impact? What was the legacy that you left? So this is part of the reason why, like I said, I really want to be joking about it when I go to heaven. So, but she is I think she's such an inspirational woman. The way she even weaves the basket and measures how to, did she go out and test it on the water to make sure it didn't? How did she go about? She was so focused and so determined. And when Reverend was talking earlier on, she mentioned about the fact that Mary was just very observant. She just looked at everything. She kept everything. And I reckon that's what Jochebed was like. She must have been somebody who said, this is what we're going to do. And you know what, Lord, I'm doing this with you. I'm not sharing my strategy or skills with anybody. Because then they could discourage you. They could say, well, it's not going to work. But if you thought about the crocodiles, they're going to, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's why she's such an inspiration.